Yeah, for the record, they would need SG to lose to like Ego Boys or something. If Thunder Predators lose this, then they're gonna need some big wins out of SG's opponents, essentially moving
some
forward.
crazy upsets. Yeah. Okay.
I was gonna
see the
say
Knicks.
the Viper being banned on side of Thunder Predator. NoPing, they're kind of like the Viper team because Panda played him as a position 5.
That's right.
Oscar played as a position 3, and they also played him with Dark Mago once.
Remaining.
So interesting ban right there. But they get the Knicks.
5 seconds remaining.
I wonder if you actually want to give Knicks instead of Viper. But
yeah, now the question of the Bat Rider, I'm sure, is in NoPing's mind, right?
Yeah.
They go Timber instead.
Oh. Yeah.
But
Another
then
Viper.
you can't pick Bat, right? Because like you want Bat versus Timber, but you can't do that because they have the Nyx Assassin.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
Well,
Genius.
done. Aren't they clever? Okay, well, who else does our Mr. Friend Timbersaw hate? I mean, we can try and push him out of the offlane a little bit with like a monkey or something.
5 seconds remaining.
Yep. Hates magical burst damage. Hates
I think
silences.
Gyro is pretty decent. All stages of the game, right? You can
Yeah, true.
probably gonna do
Magical
the
burst
Maelstrom.
damage.
Yeah,
Dire team
but
back.
HFN.
But it's Gyro.
Oh.
That's a good one. That's like Monkey King. That's a little less flexible, but more reliable, I think, in some ways.
Yeah.
Radiant
I also
team
feel like
back.
I'm not even sure. Like it's not that it scales better, but like you actually Roche better.
Ursa's better at the insta-gib, right? He's more bursty. He's really good at making the game like 4v5. A little more survivable too with the ultimate, the way he can jump in and get a guaranteed reset. Monkey King he's so much more fragile. You know, you catch him and he just falls over.
and he can break your trees, which is pretty annoying. So
Yeah.
I think overall for the game, Ursa's probably better against Simber.
Well, there's
They're
that
gonna
Veno
pick the-
ban.
Yep. So I
10
guess, I mean,
seconds remaining.
usually you would assume that the Knicks going to be a 4, but
5
we saw a couple of,
seconds remaining.
teams running Slaughter 5, Knicks 5. I wonder, like, because their lane is already super obvious here. I wonder if they would, like, swap this and get a better support for the Timber.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Skywrath? Hello?
Huh. I don't mind it.
I don't mind it, he says. The hallmark of a great hero pick.
All right.
I mean, there are worse things.
I mean, I kind
have
of
an
like
argument.
Earth Spirit
Wind
still.
Ranger. Wind Ranger
Yeah.
versus Ursa.
Team banned.
You just don't really die to the Ursa. He doesn't really want to build MKB. And we saw a lot of forests, South American forests, playing it, just trying to imitate Sladin.
He made it look very good. There's no doubt.
Yeah,
10
pretty good
seconds
versus, like, you have a long cast range, cancel on the shackles, you don't really take damage from the
5
wards.
seconds remaining.
I wouldn't mind it. But, Earth Spirit is that standard, pretty strong hero we learn to love.
Man, I mean, who else counters Timbersaw? OD. You don't want to pick into Nyx necessarily.
Yeah.
Pugna. I mean, Pugna, I guess, in Nyx is its
Yeah.
own thing. It's not so bad. Nyx Assassin counters Timbersaw. It's like, this is a really nice
Dire
opener.
Team banned.
Mm-hmm.
Radiant
Oh, and they
team
banned the
banned.
Batrider at the end. That's actually the fact that they didn't ban the Knicks. I think it's costing Thunder Predator a lot in this draft.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. You got this nice setup for the Ursa.
Yep.
But, look at this draft. It's one of these. You're setting this Ursa up to have a hell of a game,
10
and he better
seconds
have a
remaining.
hell of a game because he's your guy.
5 seconds
Yeah.
remaining.
I always like, I mean, some tower damage is always nice with Ursa. It's just he's so good at taking that first objective with the Roche that maybe you don't necessarily need the tower damage because you can utilize your just innate ability to take team fights
Radiant
to
team pick.
power through with the Aegis. But I wouldn't hate finding a Death Prophet through this.
Dire team pick.
Tide Hunter.
Okay.
Good old Tide.
Interesting.
Becoming the
that
new
they-
classic.
I was not expecting this Tide Hunter. I wonder what they're trying to do with this. We actually saw 2 mid players.
I
Like,
think
is there
Leo
any-
Style was one of them.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
yeah.
sure.
10
He
seconds
played mid
remaining.
Tide, and I think there was
Mid-shaker.
another one. No, I think
5 seconds
Chris Luck
remaining.
played mid Tide in a game.
I mean, I do like this a lot. When you have last pick, your third pick tied like this, you know if they take a melee hero mid, you can flex it, and you always have the choice to react with your last pick and just keep him as a 3 if that makes sense. So it's really solid.
Grim looks kind of good here, though.
Yeah,
For
great
both
against the
sides.
Kraken.
Yeah. I'd probably take it if I was NoPing.
I agree. I think it's really strong.
Our boy
And it's a
Disruptor
flex
is not...
between 5 and 4.
Disruptor's having a hard time in the old DPC. Otherwise, I'm always down for Disruptor too.
Team pick.
Yeah.
They go Coddle instead.
So are they thinking Ember? Whenever I see Coddle, instantly you got to be considering if Ember's coming out here.
True.
And Bristle.
Does
But
Ember
Bristle into Ursa's.
Ember versus Tide mid? I know he's melee, but is he one with
10
enough magic
seconds
damage that he's
remaining.
fine versus Tide?
He doesn't... no, he would not be. Because he can't
It's
break
not a
through
weird
it.
matchup.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever actually seen it. I've only seen Tide versus other melee heroes that he dumpsters for sure.
Huh.
Yeah, it's...
I wonder if Storm is that bad.
Dire team pick.
Because you do have the Coddle, right? So
Nice.
he's gonna get a lot of mana.
yeah.
This
Back-
poor Timbersaw, dude. Ursa Witch Doctor. Oh, no.
How is our region just not having Earthshaker and Earth Spirit? Like, how is Earthshaker just ignored? Have you guys been watching Dota in the past 24 hours? Earthshaker's winning like every game. The guy's insane. He picks up the shard. TNC came back from a 30k deficit with
Yeah.
Morph Shaker.
Oh, I don't like this.
Uh-oh, Bowie's upset.
Because, like,
Radiant
yeah,
team
it's
back.
really good. Like, Ember Coddle is a really strong combo, but we are pretty much in agreement that there's a high probability of this Tide Hunter being middle. You're never going to kill the Tide. You're never going to push any tower. You have 0 push on the side of NoPing. Yeah, I find this draft really odd.
10
I wonder
seconds remaining.
what they're considering to give HFN here. I think Medusa is a pretty big,
5 seconds remaining.
probably one of
Ooh.
the best heroes here.
I think
Dusa
if,
with Coddle? Yeah.
Yeah.
if this was like OG or some shit, I think instead of picking Witch Doctor, you pick Death Prophet right there. Because number one, everyone's playing Death Prophet as a 5 anyway, just in case. Like, that is a potential option you have. It's not great versus the Timber necessarily, but Death Prophet, like, this late looks so solid, and they could have made the Tide of 4 like, easily, I'm sure, to make that kind of stuff work with like a 10th pick offlaner. And they wanted Ember Spirit anyway because they picked the Coddle and they had the Timbersaw. I think Death Prophet was like
Dire team
so
back.
busted. Like, you see how fast they banned that Death Prophet?
I was just going to say
Yeah.
that. That was a snap ban. They knew. That was a sigh
Yeah.
of relief. Like, oh, thank God. Oh, my heart.
All right. Well, we'll see. Thunder
Yeah.
Predator, I mean, they have a plan. They like their Tide.
You know,
They have last
it's
pick on Thunder Predator.
not a
10
bad
seconds
OD
remaining.
game potentially for Thunder Predator also.
It's just the Knicks. That's the main issue.
Yeah.
It
Knicks
is
is
looking better
annoying.
and better.
Dude, yeah, shut up, buddy.
Yeah.
There it is. There
Well,
it is.
yeah, that's what I'll say. They couldn't pick it earlier, right? Because it was only Knicks Timber Coddle. Didn't look good. Ember comes out. Okay, yeah, now it's like playable. I still don't think it's that good,
Yeah.
but it's playable.
I
But
think
yeah,
Knicks,
you
now
got
that,
one. Okay, you got one.
Astro is not.
Hell yeah.
Now that Astro is not AoE
5
anymore, I
seconds
think
remaining.
Nyx is way less strong against OD because he can't really carapace Invis in any of her abilities, right? Besides the Meteor Hammer. So
Yeah. You
it's-
also don't need as much int too, weirdly
Yeah.
enough.
yeah,
But
it's the
for the
only
most
mana.
part, yeah, the mana bird still wrecks you for sure.
Do they take the Medusa here? Because they do have last pick. If they go Medusa, maybe they'll pick like Anti-Mage. Not that good. They go Medusa.
Dire
What's the
team
counter pick? All right, they take the Tro.
Yeah, big heroes tempted. Is Alk still in? Alk's still in
Yep.
too.
Radiant team pick.
I take
It's
Medusa.
Medusa.
Well done, Bowie. Another hero, by the
I
way,
like
that
it.
did. I feel like she started here. I didn't see her in any other regions first, and now she's everywhere. I've seen
Yeah.
a lot of Medusa games in the past 24 hours as well.
I believe we
Yeah.
credited Arteezy for really breaking it open. Maybe not the first one, but
10 seconds
Mhm.
remaining.
he
Yeah,
played
yeah,
it back
for
to back
sure.
games, right? Wasn't that the
Yeah.
big? Yep.
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 5 seconds remaining.
I gotta
so love
say,
this
though,
with Coddle.
I
But what's the
don't-
counter?
I guess.
Yeah, let's go Snapfire. Let's do our Tide Snap.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
Let's play some Dota.
Just just throw.
She
the
doesn't
Earth
wanna
on top of the
move.
Medusa.
Yeah.
What about Storm Spirit? You threw it out before, but just something really mobile.
I guess Ember Nyx is pretty
Yeah,
Pretty meh.
that damn Nyx, dude. Every hero I want to suggest, it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
but there's Nyx. Ah,
I honestly
Invoker.
don't know.
Oh, Invoker's a nice one.
oh,
Your hero.
whoa,
Ugh.
man!
Look
You
at
guys
Leo
were
style,
talking
though.
some mad shit about Shadow Fiend, but this is the one guy that we're okay with the Shadow Fiend, right? Leo style SF.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be frank here. I have
Okay.
a problem
What's up,
with.
Tidehunter?
What, you tied now? Got him.
I have a problem with HFN teams where like HFN literally just farms the whole game, and it feels like the only purpose is giving HFN more farms. So I was not really confident in Medusa, even though I called it. But then they pick Shadow Fiend on the side of Thunder Predator, and I honestly have. I think this is a 50-50. This is gonna last for 1 hour. That's my guess.
Oh, okay. Long game
yeah.
one. All right. It's gonna
the
be tight.
Ravages look really good. I'll say that. This looks like a pretty awesome game to have Ravage. Like, I feel like you have really good capitalization with Witch Doctor or Ursa and Shadow Shaman. Like, people just die if you hit Ravages. People actually get blown up. Then you combo into the Fear and everything too. But the big combo breakers are there in both the Carapace as well as the Stone Gaze. So this looks just like a super team fight oriented game to me.
Yeah. Like this one will
Should
be
be
pretty
fun.
bloody. Maybe some slight advantage to the Thunder Predator lineup in terms of Roshan control with that Ursa. That could be a big objective we see hotly contested here, but exciting stuff for game number one. Gary, how are you? Welcome back to the upper division, buddy. Are we awake? Are we alert? Are we ready for game one?
I'm super awake. Yeah, good morning, Zyori. Here we are. Thunder Predator going up against NoPing. Trent saying it's a massive team fight oriented lineup for both sides. Theban, are we going to see a lot of skirmishes? Is it a bloodbath this match?
I think so. I think we're going to see a lot of fighting, especially from Thunder Predator side. I think there's going to be a less fighting from NoPing. They're going to want to, farm up a bit more, maybe get some more space for the Dusa. The Timber's going to play in the front, and it depends if Thunder Predator decide to entertain them. But looking at these two drafts, I feel like I got to lean heavily towards Thunder Predator, though. I like their disables. They got the Tide, they got the Shaman, they got the Witch Doctor, the Shadow Fiend, depending on who he's laning against. Actually, it doesn't matter who he lanes against. He's going to have a good game. He's against Ember or a Medusa or even a Timbersaw. These are all easy matchups. Yeah, easy matchups for Shadow Fiend.
And a level 25 Shadow Fiend at that. Look at Leo Stahler's badge. He's going to be popping off. It's going to be a great one for him. And yeah, the combination, like the panel was saying, with all the disables you have, I was a bit worried about the SF going into this. Looking at the disables that NoPing have to kind of stop the Requiem, stop him from getting those multiple raises out. But you've got Shackles, you've got Cask, and the fact that SF's a pretty, early BKB purchasing hero means that he's going to be able to stand and fight against Timber and Nyx and Ember from an early point.
Yeah, definitely. This is actually such a great SF pick, I think, in this situation. Hero has been quite questionable throughout the last month or so, but in this game, I think it's going to be having a hell of a lot of impact.
Yeah, it feels like Arcane Blink has, I don't want to say fixed, but it's definitely smoothed out his item progression. Previously with the Magic build, anyway, was very much, Yules, Blink, BKB, Boots of Travel. Now with Arcane Blink, you can kind of tinker with the progress there and the way you head towards your items.
Definitely.
We'll see what it does, though.
Cast of your Requiem is really, really nice.
It's nutty. Being able to triple raise someone in the matter of a second and a half is kind of insane too.
To battle.
Well, we'll find out. There's definitely been some deviation away from the Magic build. We've seen a bit of, I think, Boom on Viking has gone like Dragonlance BKB if he needs to just tank up and be that frontliner.
Gary, I
What's
want
up?
to also point out what Trent said earlier. Where's the Earthshakers at, man? What is this?
Yeah, they're hiding. Just completely ignored.
Did you watch the TNT game?
The battle
I saw some clips of it. I didn't watch the entire game. The Morphling Earthshaker, yeah?
It was insane. They just both double
is Matthew
switch.
dead?
Nyx Assassin, Matthew, yup.
Yeah,
Running for that
he's
rune.
Done for.
Yeah, the sad thing is he didn't even get it.
And the Timbersaw wasn't able to sneak the other one either. It was too close to his tier 1. So both up top go Thunder Predator's way. And it looks like both down bottom go to the Dire team. And Nyx Assassin moves bot. Look at this lane setup.
Yeah, they're actually going to be aggro trailing here. They're going to get the Ursa to TP top against the Timber, and Ursa is kind of just like hiding in the trees, pretending like, oh, hey, I walked here. I didn't TP. But to be honest, you can see that he only has 2 TPs left on his his TP slots.
Yeah, they know.
Yep.
They absolutely
know.
do. So what's the purpose for this? Is it just to try and get the tide away from the Ursa Warrior?
Yeah, I mean, they just want the Ursa against the Timbersaw. That's it, the matchup.
Okay.
Just say they want to get the tide away from the Ursa.
Oh, sorry,
Warrior.
the Timber, not the Tide. 2 heroes with a T at the beginning. My brain.
Yeah, they
Get the Timber away from his teammates.
Away from each other. Yeah. What is Frank? Frank is just like chilling so long up here under a ward, pretending like, oh, I'm so smart. They don't know I TP'd.
I walked here also.
Yep. But hey, if he clicks you can see that he TP'd. It doesn't really look like they have any intentions of TPing the Timber straight to bottom right now, which they probably should have done.
He's already taken a big chunk of damage. Half HP, Maledict coming. He's got Timber Chain to create a bit of a gap away from the Witch Doctor and the Ursa. There's a lot of lane swaps. Mid lane's going to stay the same though. Shadow Fiend up against Ember Spirit. Leo versus Dark Margot. Shadow Fiend already 11-1, and this is a straight-up Shadow Fiend favored matchup. No doubt about it.
Definitely. And this hero is just absolutely incredible against Ember, not only in the laning stage, but later on. Ember, a hero who wants to go really deep into the team fights, and with that presence of the Dark Lord and the amount of physical damage they have coming from Thunder Predator, it's going to be really hard to do.
And you can pretty much burst through that Flame Guard. No matter what's going on.
I would actually like to see a hybrid build from the Shadow Fiend. Not only all-inning onto the magic damage. I think just having a little bit more physical damage will take him a long way in this draft.
Do you want to do that through talents or itemization?
I definitely both the itemization. Like you go like Blink, Yules, BKB, that's all good. And then after that, maybe we can see like potentially Butterfly or Scotty or something.
Okay.
For some little bit of right clicks. But he probably end up doing it, right? Like he's just gonna go Hex and Arcane Blink. All the Shadow Fiends want to be cool.
The cooldown reduction talent at 25 is pretty damn nice for that build, that's for sure. But yeah, it's something you can do with SF, right? With the talents, both sides of the tree, you've got, Spell Amp, you've got the Shadow Race damage, then the other side is attack speed, damage per soul. You can definitely change things up whichever way you want to head.
Matthew coming in for the D ward here, but not gonna get it. Dark Mago, no mana, no HP, 25 gold to bottle. Oh, Matthew.
Oh, cancelled.
Woo! That's rough.
How did he know? Oh, he's got that ward up there. He sees it. He's dropping mangoes on the floor. Man, this Shadow Fiend always reminds me of bottom lane. No, HFN's fine. Yeah. SF always reminds me, especially when South American teams are playing it, of Frankfurt Major with Team Unknown, where they were one of the first teams that showed off dropping items, spamming the symbols taunt, getting in the faces of their enemy, tilting them. Guarding up that bottom rune, Matthew takes the haste away from Moose.
It's quite disrespectful, to be honest, but it's their swag.
It's real funny.
They gotta do.
Well, they might think that MJZ plopped a ward up on that high ground. Witch Doctor's lurking around mid lane, just following back the Cottle. So you've got Ursa versus Timbersaw in a straight 1v1. Timber's level 4, though, against a 3 Ursa.
Since he was in the safe lane, it's a much better lane for the Timber. He can just drive the creeps into the tower, get the XP. And he was against 2 heroes, so he got a little bit more XP as well than the Ursa for the time being. But once MNZ is like level 4, I think it'll get much harder.
Oh, with the help of the Witch Doctor. Push Oscar out of the lane.
Dude, they're really bringing a lot of heroes for this Shadow Fiend. And Frank is like, Leo Style's like, sure, let me go here.
3v1 mid lane. SF just, I'll go jungle. I've got a bottle to refill with bounty runes. Timing works out for me.
Got a Shadow Shaman on his own here.
Yeah, he was trying to snipe some bounties near that ancient camp. Kotzel nicks. They've got another stun in a couple of seconds. There's no chance for a TP out from Moose. He's going to buy as much time as he possibly can. Unfortunately for him, though, it does give the kill over to HFN's Medusa. But that's 3 heroes that have left that bottom lane for a significant amount of time. Frank's going to be super happy about that.
Bit of space for him. So, speaking of like this physical damage build, you can
Oscar
also
might
go some
die.
kind of. Oh,
Yeah, it looks like he's dead.
he is dead.
So many Fury swipes stacked up. Go ahead, Theban.
I was gonna say, yeah, they got level 4 on the Ursa, and they can scale up that Earth Shock. The physical damage build on Shadow Fiend looks a lot like, you know, the Sanjin Yasha, Power Treads, BKB, and just like.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Dark Mago, he's given up on life.
Yeah, I was watching that, and then my brain didn't quite understand what was happening. I thought maybe the Ember Spirit had some friends coming, looked at the map, nothing's there, he just stands his ground and fights the SF. But once you get into that position where you're in short raise range, and you're on that low HP, if you try to run, you're going to die to the other raises anyway, I think.
Exactly, and he's got as many denies as Ember has lasted, so...
Well, they'll get moves again bottom. Kotl, Nyx, and the Mystic Snake out from HFN to clear him up. Medusa's not doing too badly down here. Got the treads, the Wraith Band, but she's definitely a hero that needs a lot of time to sit back, farm jungle, a bit of space to be made for her in this 10 to 15 minute period of the game.
Yeah, and the problem she's gonna face is this Yule's Shadow Fiend that's gonna be running at her really early on.
Is Dark Mago in trouble again?
Dark Mago. Oh.
The Nyx Assassin's coming to help him. He pops the Fairy Fire. The Remnant's forward. Leostal turns with another raise and the Witch Doctor TP rotation. Dark Mago, not the lane that he wanted. 0-2,
Wasn't even...
21 CS. Whew.
Yeah, it wasn't even close. He had a Fairy Fire too on the Shadow Fiend, ready to go.
Yep.
Level 8 SF. Ember just got level 6. Like, just got level 6.
And yeah, going back to the kind of Medusa point and how you're trying to play around her. Ember Spirit's meant to be that active hero that's creating some of the space for her, isn't he? How can he do it after being dominated so hard in the lane? Well, they'll create a bit of space top, maybe, onto the Ursa, but a good cast Maledict. Hold back the Timbersaw. So close to sniping out MNZ. Nyx still wants to go for it with a mana burn. Yeah, that's not doing enough. Can Ember, without CS, carry a game? Can he create space for his Medusa?
He's got to get some kills on support to get himself back in the game, that's for sure. He doesn't have any skills into the Flame Guard, so his jungle potential is non-existent. These stacks don't mean anything to him.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Top lane, oh, nice little jump away. MNZ just earth shocks out with that stun. We'll go on the Witch Doctor instead. Does land the Maledict on the Timbersaw. Chakram clears him up. MJZ down, but the rotation in from the Ember Spirit. Now looking for the Ursa, but he gets the chains only on the Shadow Shaman. Still diving. Dark Mago keeping the Ursa away from there. They turn with the stun and the Illuminate comes. Take him down, but a big Ravage from Frank. Catches the Nyx and Timber. Ember somehow sidestepped it with his haste, but Shadow Fiend offers so much damage. Dark Mago, haste has expired now, so he's kind of stuck here. Does he have a Remnant out? He does, just to the high ground. Leostal's still chasing forward. They want them all. Timbersaw has escaped. Dark Mago makes his way out of there too. And a bottle refill for Leo, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you use the Ravage to kill only 2 supports. You've lost 2 supports on Thunder Predator as well. A pretty even engagement, but with that Ravage being on cooldown, it's going to give a little bit of freedom for NoPing. And on top of that, the Dusa was just farming the whole time. So that was like a 4v5 from NoPing there.
Kind of an unusual place to take a team fight between tier 1 and tier 2 in that top lane. But that's Dark Mago. Ember Spirit, he's level 6, created space for his Medusa, obviously, with the rest of the team as well.
And the Timber, since he wasn't like completely destroyed in the lane, he's actually providing a little bit of power in this early game and stopping the Tidehunter from running at this top lane and taking that tower as well. I actually want to see Leostal kind of just push mid out and just get this Jules and go top lane and help this Ursa take that objective.
Yeah, get that tier 1. Looks like Ursa's doing a pretty good job on his own. MJZ, level 3 Maledict, making short work of him, while at the top rune spot, Leostal faking out the Requiem. Forces Ember away. Dark Mago, though.
Got an Arcane rune, though.
Yeah.
He's happy boy. That's the first time he's got something going his way, the Arcane rune. And this tower push top could be halted by the level 7 Ember Spirit. You cannot underestimate this Ember at all right now with the Arcane rune.
Yeah, with maxed out Slight, a couple of points in chains. Pretty insane chase power as well. Nobody's coming top, though. Ursa's got a catapult wave. MJZ is level 6 now, so the death ward out. Moo's still level 5. About a wave away from hitting 6. Would love to have Serpent Wards to go and finish off one of these towers. Kotl just going to sit mid and Illuminate blast it out, while the rest of the squad playing into the Medusa lane.
Smoke up.
Hunting for Tidehunter, who walks towards the HFN, but look at the dive from Matthew. Straight under the trees, the break, the hits come in. TPs from the Radiant. Witch Doctor, he's just going to be stranded now. MGZ he's been left, he's been ditched. No way we're going in to help that one. Just trade towers, boys. Let them have bottom lane and we'll get the top one.
Yeah, okay, top and middle.
Top at the mid lane. Yeah, you're right, Moose. He comes in. Swings pretty hard. The shackle's there. Final hit from Leo.
Uphill miss.
Oh, unfortunate for them. Pandaboo very happy as they're able to turn on the Shadow Shaman now. Timbersaw and Ember Spirit with that Arcane Rune you mentioned gets a double kill. Dark Margot from bottom into mid and now, oh, the Requiem. Leo style, he can't get it off. Stunned up. Chain disabled and NoPing. They're straight back into this game after a devastating laning stage. They look pretty hot.
They got so much gold from that last fight. That Arcane Rune just absolutely destroyed it. Oh, Ursa wants to stack.
He's not getting this. Large and medium.
Let's put his hand in the cookie jar.
Is it going to get bitten off? They're trying.
Like
he's one
stack, man.
He's 1v4 and they're kind of scared. Witch Doctor's being...
Give it to them.
Give me the XP at the very least. Come on.
Oh, man. He feels so good on HM. Dude, he's got a Manta.
At 12 minutes? Really?
Yeah, he just needs like 200 gold.
Jeez. Yeah, he buys
He's got
the
a
recipe.
Manta. Yeah, that's just like a creep wave away. He's so gigantic now. But yeah, that TP bottom when the Tidehunter's getting gone on was just absolutely horrible. It wasted like 3 seconds of their time. And all those TPs, all they really had to do was just go mid, go top. If they want to commit so many heroes down there. You can't fight into the Arcane Rune Ember plus the Timbersaw as a tie.
It's impossible.
You
Dark
cannot
Mago.
tank against that.
Oh, he's a cheeky one, isn't he? They got a really good Observer Ward, which does just get sentried out, but they were toying with that Ursa.
The way that NoPing is playing is kind of impressive, to be honest, in this kind of game. Like, their level of aggression and playing so far ahead that Thunder Predator have no opportunity to go to the Medusa and stop her farm. And now she's got to a Manta style. Like, her net worth is ridiculous at the moment.
It really is a prime example of offense being the best defense, isn't it? Like, they're behind in the laning stage. They are not in a great place to sit back and AFK farm. They can't catch up in that regard as individual heroes. So the four-man kind of blockade moving forward to stop the advance of the Radiant, and yeah, like you say, anywhere near the Medusa. It's been a great showing from NoPing. Now, just grouping up around her. It's 14 minutes in. They are 5-manning, killing off Witch Doctor, scouting out Roshan to make sure Ursa isn't inside the pit, taking up this Radiant Triangle area to clear out some stacks that have been made. What does TP do? They're just running away trying to find space of their own. They're now on the back foot.
The game just turned so quickly. I mean, it all started with this TP plays bottom and dying with the Shadow Fiend and the Shaman mid, making their action much slower than it should have been. And then all of a sudden, this aggression from NoPing looks so good.
And I've got another catch. Shadow Shaman, yeah. Requiem's coming out. Next Assassin feared up, and the Timbersaw under all the razors and the Maledict. A Ravage as well. Frank, my goodness. Made sure that Timber died. A Yule's up, catches this Ember Spirit. He's got himself no mana remaining. Bottling himself up. 10-1 charges. The Chakra Magic, that fills him right up.
Slight.
Another slight chains. Immediately off from the Kraken Shell.
No, he's going Desolator on Ember. No.
What do you want? You want Maelstrom? You want BKB?
There's a lot of builds in Dota that I wouldn't say a lot. There's a few builds in Dota I dislike, and this Ember Desolator is one of them.
It tickles you the wrong way.
Yeah.
What's wrong with it? Is it something you've encountered in your pubs? You've lost games?
No. It just looks awful.
Oh, nice play.
Like, the idea is
Yule's
cool.
into Hex. They've got the shackles, the razors. Really well timed there. Made sure he couldn't remnant out. Well, bottom, they do get a catch onto Matthew. He sprints out. Medusa now moves in with a Stone Gaze going. Matthew still dies. As
Shadow
Ursa,
Fiend cancel TP.
you're right.
He's on his
Just
own.
trying to leave this Ursa to run back. Timbersaw straight on top of him, but a good little clap down to low ground as he TP's top.
Are fortified.
Really strong sweeping moves from NoPing. Like, it really is dictating where Thunder Predator can go, because they're playing literal 5-man Dota right now. And Leostyle Shadow Fiend trying to skirt the edges of this Timbersaw's initiation with a Chakram. He gets in on top of HFN. He's walking back into them because Dark Mago closed him off. The chain forward now onto MJZ. He's got a Maledict, but I don't think Oscar cares, because he's got a Remnant in the Ember Spirit. Dark Mago's back in. 5-3-2 on the Ember Spirit after getting shredded in lane. Now he's dominating. Look at him. Moves and the other one. Oh my god, they're just getting kill after kill, one by one. Thunder Predator feed away the lead they had.
Wow. They just got ran at. Like,
This is
NoPing
tank
just
gaming.
non-stopping.
Tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
they got this Manta, it just buys an ulti orb and just running at them. Typically you see Deuces continuing to farm, be like, oh, I don't have anything to keep up with them, guys. Let me farm some more. HFN doesn't care. He's running at you.
That was something specifically
team.
Bowie was worried about, right? Was HFN having him on the team and focusing on heavily farming. HFN
Yeah.
really breaking out of the mold this game.
No, I'm telling you, NoPing in this game, they're on some like honeymoon phase. Like, this is some crazy stuff going on right now. Last time we watched them play, they were not playing like this.
Yeah, it's like HFN said, I'm ready. And the whole team has rallied, like, you know, they're just rallied around him. Jeez Louise.
Dire are scanning.
What does TP want to get up to? They've got Ravage back, Requiem ready. They don't have max souls though, and that's something, you know, always worth pointing out. Every time Shadow Fiend dies, he's got that grace period where he needs to clear out, you know, several waves or several jungle camps.
He's actually got a BKB soon on the SF. That's gonna be pretty nice. Needs another 1,000, couple hundred gold.
And it felt like he desperately needed it. Like we talked about it early on in the game. Yule's BKB probably going to be his option. Dark Mago gets the chains on him, stunning him up with that next assassin, and Shadow Fiend pretty fragile before the BKB, and the chase is immediately on. Timbersaw and Ember Spirit, they get a sniff of another target to go on, and they are immediately chasing. Moves. Gives a killing spree off to Oscar. Tier 1 towers here for them. Roshan is being defended by all of this moves and all the noise they're making up in that top area of the map. MNZ's Ursa relegated just to farming Dire jungle at this point.
Top tower has fallen.
Arcane mystery.
It's been such a good showing out from this NoPing side.
And he's going for a Blink Dagger too on the Ursa. He's thinking about what item he could possibly buy that can help him fight.
Who's
They
going
want
to
to
be
get some
jumping?
kind of a timing. I mean, it has to be the Keeper of the Light. Or the Ember Spirit. One of those two. Yeah. So one of the reasons why I don't like this Deso Ember, it's just raw damage. Ember already has a lot of damage, you know. He just wants to be able to stay alive so he can cast multiple spells.
Okay.
The more spells he casts, the more damage he deals. So buying Deso doesn't really help him do that. But he's probably buying Deso so he can give this Dusa a little bit of a damage amp or something of that sorts.
Slight Deso plus the split shot. Big damage. Because I would generally agree with you. I'm not fond of the Deso first item, especially on Ember Spirit. But I think with the Medusa, it definitely has that point of clarity where you realize, hang on a second.
I understand the thought process. I just prefer if you went like Yules. You know, you're playing against Ursa. Just Yules this guy when he's using the Enrage, and then he's useless. And it's also a really good item for you as an Ember.
Oh, moves. Well, spots that next coming up. Wastes out the Serpent
He's out of
Balls.
there.
Straight out there, yeah. So, I mean, what's the difference in minus armor between Blightstone and Deso?
Is under attack.
5.
4? Yeah, it's 4 difference. 6 on
4?
Deso, 2 on
Alright.
Blightstone.
Okay. Why did I think Deso was 7?
I think it used to be.
Or last 7. Last 7 seconds. Oh yeah, you're right.
Jumping onto mid-Ember. I don't have the control for him just yet, and he remnants out. The rest of NoPing, they were in the pit. Thunder Predator splitting pretty wide. This team fight is completely gone. They can't stick around. They lose Moose. Still chasing Ursa. He's invis, but he's under a sentry. Shadow Fiend being chakrammed. He gets the Yules and the Requiem off, but he dies in the process while the Ursa still being hunted. Gets a kill on Kotl before the jump down to low ground. Timbersaw and the Ember on top of MNZ, and they'll slow him down enough. No escape from us. Medusa's just
They
going
just all
to slowly
dead.
right-click him down. Give it to the Medusa. No, Dark Margo, don't steal it.
Last year +1, your +2, they both were like, you know, a few hundred gold away from the BKBs. That's the worst feeling, Gary. When you're like 300 to 500 gold away from BKBs on your 2 cores and then you die like this. It's like, if you could have just waited out, got those BKBs, and then take those engagements, that would have looked completely different. Like, even the SF, he didn't get his Requiem off. So if he did, though, he probably would have blew up that Timbersaw.
Top lane, Witch Doctor trying to shove out of the wave. Keep the map as open as he can for his team as they respawn. Yeah, that was just a dying Requiem as he fell in that mid lane fight, right?
Got that Nether Shawl for the spell damage amp. Even through the hood of the Timber, I think he would have probably still died.
Yeah, it's a pretty big burst. But then again, Shadow Fiend now having to refill his souls back up to 20. And what's Medusa got right now? Scardy Manta, and MKB is like
Wow,
1,500 gold away.
So scary, dude. Jeez. This is going to a Roshan pit, though. This is a sneaky play. I like it. I like it.
Cool. Yeah, this will get them
can pop this ulti if they come in here.
BKB.
Vision
Leostol has
granted.
his. Hex up on Dark Margo. Glimmercape comes.
Ravage.
The Ravage onto the 2 cores. The Nyx also tapped in the back as a Stone Gaze catches out this Tidehunter, allowing
Margo's
Timbersaw to come in. Dark Margo, he is dead. So is Moose as the Shadow Fiend holds the high ground. You got to be scared of that Shadow Fiend from Fog. Nyx Assassin under a sentry tries to Vendetta away, but Leo style, he's got the damage. As Ursa goes back in onto HFN. Medusa contending with the SFBKB quite easily, but a Yule's Requiem could be a different story. The fear is there, but HFN already got the kill. The stun back onto the Ursa now in a 4 versus 1. Thunder
Got a
Predator
BKB,
with
but-
nothing left on the tank. Yeah, he's got it, but it what? Try and TP away. He's fighting, he's battling, chasing the Medusa, slowed by the Scardy Illusions, body blocked by the Nyx. And Ursa, he's gonna have to try and Earthshock low ground. Timbersaw with a chain down to the tier 2, hexed up under the tower, shackled as well. Ursa might get a
Overpower.
kill off the back of this, and he does. Overextending by NoPing, giving Ursa something he really shouldn't have been able to grasp onto there.
That
Unable
low
to.
ground air shock was so nice there.
Really good. And now it looks like they've got to fall back because there's a lot of disables
Yeah,
here for the
another one.
Radiant team. Another kill, a double for MNZ.
Yep. As long as they get rid of this Ember and I guess the Nyx early, it's going to be really hard for Dusa to fight because the Shadow Shaman can lock you down for a long time.
Yeah, you need all those kiting abilities, the chains, the stuns.
Shaman
Medusa,
definitely
the
one of
slug.
the better heroes against Dusa. Kind of like what Lion is good against Dusa too.
Multi-stuns. Pretty damn good.
Also the mana drain. That mana drain is like huge DPS against Dusa because she's reliant on her mana to stay alive. That's pretty much her HP pool.
SF, again, out on the map trying to get souls. And this is the first time in about 15 minutes that NoPing aren't 5 heroes collected up in one area. Medusa gets a bit of farm top, and then recalled into mid lane. Now we've got
Oh,
the
the
5
DD.
heroes again, and a
That's
DD
why.
room. Oh yes, here we go. On to Frank, Oscar, chasing the tide. Yules up from the
he's so
Timbersaw. Timber just pummels into Frank. Tidehunter can't really catch a break.
It must be lagging.
Fair enough. Could have done it after he died, but we're here watching the tide, 1 hit away from death. Medusa with a DD. Now, with no Roshan, is this just going to be like tier 2 mid, tier 2 top?
Yes. You can't really go high ground on the side of NoPing unless you kill heroes outside the base. And I think Ursa, Shadow Fiend, they're gonna start split pushing pretty quickly. SF needs this Blink Dagger very badly. Get in position. But this Dusa's getting way out of hand. Like it's gonna get to a point where you can't really stand your ground and kill the other support heroes because the Dusa split shot's gonna kill you.
It's a real hard hero to contend with. And there's Frank down. Buyback is available, so if they try and go high ground,
Middle tower is under
you do
attack.
have the ability to stand 5v5 around your tier 3s.
Dire's top
And Moose might just be considering chucking the Serpent Wards down here because NoPing, they are going high ground, breaching the staircase onto the tier 3. Chakram doing a lot of damage from Moose, hexing up the Nyx. He's vendetted up. Shadow Shaman dies though to the chains. He doesn't have buyback, and they're going a bit deeper for the Witch Doctor, chipping away at him while focusing that tier 3. There doesn't seem to be anything stopping this tank.
Yeah, I mean, the moment the Shadow Shaman dies there as well, they don't have any of that disables. And the Tide could have technically bought out with his Ravage and punished the NoPing heroes diving in.
I just lose a lane of barracks though. They do jump the Timbersaw, but the cask not fast enough on that additional bounce. Timbersaw gets out of there just about. A melee rack's 25 minutes in, yeah, absolutely free.
They don't really have too much lane shoving, but I don't feel like they should have given up that Rax nonetheless. They're probably thinking a lot about, okay, if Talented buys back here, he won't get to his blink anymore. If he dies again, he's dead for too long. And they just made a decision to give that up, especially since Moose died, got picked off on that high ground too. He's that big disabler for them.
True. And it's a real awkward period of the game with Roshan dying and Aegis being reclaimed so quickly. There's that gap where both teams are kind of thinking, hang on a second, what is our next objective? Where do we go? Tier 2s, barracks, what is it? So you have all those parameters kind of lining up, and Thunder Predator probably thinking into the future for the the Tide reasons you mentioned, and that Roshan potentially respawning in about 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, I think that pause kind of helped NoPing also think about like, okay, can we do this? Well, how are we gonna back? Like planning. If this guy buys back, we're gonna get out. That's fun. Just get the tier 3. If he doesn't buy back, we're gonna take the racks.
A bit of a tactical pause. Catapult wave bottom
benefited them.
means that they're going high ground again. Shadow Fiend Witch Doctor up at top, not defending. Ursa doesn't look like he wants to get involved right away. Drop the tier 3 and maybe defend the barracks. But Nyx Assassin, he's TP'd up top. He might cancel Leo Styles' TP. Shadow Fiend gets scanned out. Oh, Leo. Oh, be careful, buddy. They've jumped with a Ravage in that bottom lane, though. They're catching out Oscar. Shadow Fiend's still running across the map, but they've killed Dark Mago. Immediately out. MNZ shreds him. Shadow Fiend, he's been cancelled out, I believe, because Nyx Assassin, he's come down bottom. SF can't join the fight, so they lose moves, and HFN up to high ground again. They buy back on the Ember Spirit. Frank returns, but with no Ravage, he can't really do much. A 2-man stun catches the Ursa too. He blinked on top of it. The Requiem arrives, but it's not enough. DPS, HFN, so tanky on the Medusa. They need the Ursa with the right clicks now. The BKB out of Medusa allows her to retreat. With the Glimmer Cape, the high ground push still coming though, as Dark Mago's buyback might be a dieback if the cast bounces correctly, but he's found a way to retreat. A double for the Ursa, jumping the Nyx now. Another raise will clear him up.
That BKB just came out of nowhere. Last I clicked at Medusa, she did not have that. It was just an MKB hitting on the high ground. But yeah, they don't take the bottom racks. That was a really good fight from Thunder Predator, considering the Shadow Fiend was getting stalked by the Nyx the whole time. And Nyx did a really good job at canceling him out just long enough. Wasn't enough though.
It's a really nice ability to have the Nyx TP out Vendetta, stalk someone that's, side pushing one of the lanes, and Kotl just brings him straight back into the fight.
Yeah, he healed him right before he got down there, so Shadow Fiend was delayed a little further. But once the Requiem came out with that BKB and the Medusa is getting pushed away, I feel like she just wanted to be able to get that BKB off for the Requiem. Guess she couldn't. Because if she does get the BKB off, that fight looks completely different.
Absolutely.
She will lose all her mana.
Thunder Predator, MNZ, he's jumped in with the basher going, but he's been destroyed. Oh my god.
Wow. Bursted.
Now with the Witch Doctor left completely isolated. A free pick up there for the Beyond Godlike 12-0 HFN Medusa. And they were playing so far forward as Thunder Predator there. They were grouped up, looking for that one target they could jump and blow up. But MNZ, without Enrage going, without popping his BKB, just deleted, yeah?
Yeah, one stun from Matthew, that's all they really needed. Medusa's damage is just way too high right now. She's got like 2 items on his Ursa.
Yeah, 8k net worth gap. And round 2 on the bottom lane means another set of barracks claimed up by NoPing. They can't go top racks. Tier 2 is still there. There's a lot of couriers sitting in the pit scouting for Roshan, though. Fast spawn is 10 seconds. Could be a little longer.
Middle barracks has fallen.
Now, this feels like an ideal situation for the Dire team, though. You're waiting for Roshan. You've killed bottom and mid lane. Take this Radiant Triangle, farm up with your Medusa, push the top lane into Tier 2, guard Roshan, and then you've got this Nyx doing the same job again, scouting and kind of backpedaling on the map to find anyone sneakily farming. But we do have the big combos for Thunder Predator. Ravage is ready. Requiem with max souls up on the Shadow Fiend. BKBs, pretty long duration still. 8 on the Ursa, 8 on the SF. And Roshan, what is it? 1.5 minutes until spawn time. The dance of death around the pit, Theban. The standoff of smokes. Who breaks the high ground? Who moves forward first? It's the Nyx Assassin with a Vendetta. Hexed and shackled. Ursa's in. Good little pick-off. Immediate buyback. Nyx needs to battle. Scardy Dusa slowing Ursa down. He BKBs, but the Ravage comes in with the Requiem. Where is it? Leo Stahl channels it up. They're focusing the Medusa. HFN down to about half HP. Pops the BKB. Stands and fights, and the Manta comes out. Frank is low and about to be shredded by the Timbersaw. In the middle of it, MNZ, the Ursa tried to stand his ground, but it wasn't anywhere near enough. The Medusa's way too tanky, and Dark Mago now with a double kill. This game seems over.
Wow, that snake that went out, and he was getting jumped by the Tidehunter Ravage into the Requiem. I mean, they did a good job of not like using the Medusa because she could have lived, so they just went off the Ravage. But that snake came back, gave her like what 700 mana or something, and she just manned up with a BKB and killed all of them.
Yep. And here we go for the final lane of barracks. 36 to 22.
I'll be the first one to say this, Gary. I thought NoPing was just gonna be passive, you know, farm on this Dusa and just chill. But instead, HFN just got like a 13-minute Manta and just ran down lanes and just kept fighting and kept Thunder Predator down. They did not give any space whatsoever for this Ursa and Shadow Fiend to get to their items easily.
It literally was 13-minute group up 5-man around the Medusa, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Start that ball rolling. Mega Creep's going to be coming soon. A DD has spawned top rune spawn there with Roshan now alive. So even if NoPing were feeling a little tentative of finishing out and closing this game out, they do have the backup plan.
Looks like Thunder Predator, they'll play this game out, you know, see if they get any chances. They got the Ursa with the Battle Fury, Tidehunter, Anchor Smash. Shadow Fiend can easily kill these groups off too. Maybe hoping that NoPing will make some kind of a mistake.
And Shadow Shaman's Courier scouts out the Roshan. It doesn't look like they are leaving their base, though.
Is it time? Aegis and Rapier? Let's go.
Does he have the money for it?
Listen, this Dusa has more money than you and I can both count.
There was a Daedalus on her as well, jeez. Treads and Wraithband in the backpack.
Only way you could possibly lose this game is if the Dusa just buys a Rapier and gives it to Radiant, so let's not do it.
Even then, it's not guaranteed. Even then, it's a pretty steep slope to climb.
It's a step towards the direction of seeing Thunder Predator win, so we're not going to buy Rapier on Dusa, that's for sure.
They're just going to go for tier 4s. Wrap around, not working out for the Ursa and the Shadow Shaman. Yet again, the Nyx Assassin Vendetta'd up, scouted them out. 420 move speed on the Nyx. Too speedy to catch. Blazing his way across from that bot lane back into mid, guarding up the Timbersaw. And HFN with Lotus Orb frontlining on tier 4s. You need something snappy and decisive to defend your base up against this, because that's what NoPing have been so far. Snappy and decisive. From 30 minutes in, they've just been making moves, finding the plays they need. Ursa still behind enemy lines, straight down to half HP. A Crystallis Desolator working out wonders there for Dark Mago. MNZ, where's he going? Where's he going? There's a Shackles. They're trying to focus Medusa, draw the rest of the enemies away with the Ursa Warrior. HFN's tagged by the Maledict. Ursa, he has managed to get away from them, but they've lost MJZ and they forced the BKB and the death of Shadow Fiend. Buys back, but now half souls, and MNZ, he just can't. He just can't do anything. There's a Ravage ready. Frank doesn't even bother popping it because they're beyond godlike, unkillable, absolute demon of a Medusa. 16-0 and 12. HFN, what a godly standard.
All right. I mean, this. I hate to say it, Gary, but HFN definitely outperformed Mangata in like the previous. I think he just meshes much better with this team right now. Just like watching this one game. That